Demons, Gods, and Protectors of Gentiles by High Priest Hooded Cobra 666. Posted Tuesday, October 25th, 2016, 8:38 a.m. I will say a few things, or close to no things, in this post. I will let the historical facts talk for themselves. So as the truth cuts the strongest blade amidst the lies, and because I so much enjoy seeing the Jews grovel over their thought-form lies to claim everything they have stolen as their own, and even have the nerve to dictate about it. Demons are a Jewish invention and Jewish mysticism. Attempted a rabbi in Israel to convince the Goy based on a hoax of his race thousands of years ago. Stay away at all costs, Goy, he also added. According to a Jewish fable in regards to this, demons were very evil creatures. Well, to him, who was a Jew, of course, not to the Gentiles to whom they were friendly and gods. It was real in their mind. Without further ado, some of these can be found online, others came from arduous searching in physical libraries. However, here these are. This is not even 1% of the truth one can find based on a centered research. I just use this as a note for those who want to look into the matter. Beware, there are extreme corruptions in many texts, as these were under the direct control in translation, editing, or blatant corruption by the Vatican, Orthodox Church, or the Jews, etc. Below, the self-revealing quotes on the matter. Thomas Hobbes, the philosopher of the 1600s, writes openly in his work, The Infamous Leviathan 3, Book 4, Chapter 45 to 46, of demonology and other relics of the religion of the Gentiles. And by that means they feared them, the demons, the heathens of old, as things of an unknown, that is, of an unlimited power to do them good or harm, and consequently given the occasion of the governors and the heathen, my note, Gentile, the heathen commonwealths, to regulate their fear by establishing demonology, in which the poets, as principal priests of the heathen religion, were specially employed or reverenced, to the public peace and to the obedience of subjects necessary hereunto, and to make some of them good daemons and others evil, the one as a spur to the observance, the other as reins to withhold them from violation of the laws. The Grecians, by their colonies and conquests, communicated their language and writings into Asia, Egypt, and Italy, and therein, by necessary consequence, their daemonology, or, as St. Paul called it, their doctrines of the devils. And by that means, the contagion was derived also to the Jews, both of Judea and Alexandria and other parts, wherein they were dispersed. But the name of daemon they did not, the Jews, as the Grecians, attribute to spirits, both good and evil, but to the evil one. And to the good daemons they gave them names of the Spirit of God, and esteemed those who entered the bodies of their prophets, the Jews. My note, in Greek there are agathodemons, meaning noble, good, exalted demons, and others who are kekodemons, such as what we would call the nefarious enemy angels of the Hebrew system, that seek to harm and enslave mankind. In Christianity, the evil spirits became the good because they were good to the Jews, and the evil spirits that allied with the Jews and their Abrahamic programs are posing nowadays as good. Our pagan gods were portrayed as being heinous monsters. Catholic Encyclopedia, Devil Worship, http://www.newadvent, that's NEWADVENT.org, O-R-G, /CATHEN/04767A.htm. In the same way, the Greeks and Romans may have worshipped their divinities, fondly believing them to be good, but the Christian scriptures declare that all the gods of the Gentiles are demons. For more information, read below. The writings of Porphyry, Vita Politini, ch. 10, An Egyptian priest came to Rome once and made acquaintance with Plotinus through a friend. The priest wanted to test his powers and suggested Plotinus to make the demon that was born with him visible by conjuring. Plotinus gave a ready assent, and conjuration took place in the temple of Isis, because as it was, as it is told, the only pure place the Egyptian could find in Rome. Blessed are you, because a god is by you as your demon and not some demon of lower order. But there was no opportunity to ask anything from the apparition or look at it longer, because a friend who was watching and holding birds in his hands to keep the purity of the place squeezed them to death, be it out of envy or vague fear. Plotinus on Love 6:9. Now we speak and think of the race of gods as without affections or passions, but we attribute affections and passions to the demons. We say they are eternal next after the gods, but more inclining towards us, between the gods, higher order demons, and our race. Later in the same book, but it is better not to call any being in the intelligible world a demon. But even if there is an idea of a demon, we should call it a god. My note, demons are the gods of the Gentiles. They have their orders in ranking, evolution, and power like humans do. Satan and many other gods are in the top of the hierarchy. Others are evolving but are lower. In another of his books, Plotinus writes on difficulties about the soul. There is nothing absurd in the demons and spirits using their voice in airspace. They are, after all, living creatures of a particular kind. Demons and gods are beautiful. Demons cannot witness magic procedures with indifference. They can employ magic themselves, and they take their revenge. Books 4, 443, 430, 8.5. In the London Encyclopedia, or Universal Dictionary of Science, Art, Volume 7, Plutarch writes, according to a divine nature and justice, the souls of virtuous men are advanced to the rank of demons, and that from demons, if they are properly purified, they are exalted into gods, not by any political institution, but according to right reason. Hesiod openly claims the people of the Golden Age became demons. Hesiod, Works and Days, translated by Hugh G. Evelyn White. 11, 109 to 120. First of all, the deathless gods who dwell on Olympus made a golden race of immortal men who lived in the time of Kronos when he was reigning in heaven. And they lived like gods without sorrow of heart, remote and free from toil and grief. Miserable age rested not on them, but with legs and arms never failing, they made merry with feasting beyond the reach of all evils. When they died, it was as though they were overcome with sleep, and they had all good things. For the fruitful earth, unforced, bare them fruit abundantly and without stint. They dwelt in ease and peace upon their lands with many good things, rich in flocks, and loved by the blessed gods. 2, 121 to 139. But after earth had covered this generation, they are called pure spirits dwelling on the earth and are kindly delivering from harm and guardians of mortal men, for they roam everywhere over the earth, clothed in mist, and keep watch on judgments and cruel deeds, givers of wealth, for this royal right also they received. Again, from the London Encyclopedia, or Universal Dictionary of Science, Art, Volume 7. Much has been said about the demon of Socrates, who dictated to the world that a friendly spirit, whom he called his demon, directed him to act on every important occasion in his life and restrained him from impudence of conduct. In regards to why the Jews are pedophiles, rapists that call other people goyim, animals in Hebrew, projecting what they are onto their enemies, as always, are masters of lying, organ trafficking, all sorts of disgusting and deplorable criminal actions. This should also answer all of you why the Vatican, the most holy, is a hotbed of rape, destruction, warmongering, race mixing, and all sorts of other abominations on earth. Read below. From De Ente Spirituality by Franz Hartmann. Paracelsus writes, a healthy and pure person cannot become obsessed by them, because such larvae can only act upon men if the latter make room for them in their minds. A healthy mind is a castle that cannot be invaded without the will of its master. But if they are allowed to enter, they excite the passions of men and women. They create cravings in them. They produce bad thoughts which act injuriously upon the brain. They sharpen the animal intellect and suffocate the moral sense. Evil spirits obsess only those human beings in whom the animal nature is predominating. Minds that are illuminated by the Spirit of truth cannot be possessed. Only those who are habitually guided by their own lower impulses may become subjected to their influences. This was Demons, Gods, and Protectors of Gentiles by High Priesthooded Cobra 666. And you can find that in Satan's Library. Hail Satan.